is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to a layout or product share video. So I think it was the middle of March, Scrapbook Generation held a virtual crop, and if you've been watching my channels, you know that I love their virtual crops. I love the challenges. I even love the games. And so I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I created for that particular crop. So let's just start off with the cards. There were just two card challenges that I entered in because, I don't know, the other ones were just not, I wasn't feeling it. So the first set was they just wanted any card, but it has to be a birthday card and it has to be one masculine and one feminine, sorry. And let me just, so the feminine one was this one, and what I did was I actually used kind of the same sketch or design for both cards, and the only difference was that here I use like pinks and yellows, and then this one I use greens and blues, and I also added some stickers. So these are all stickers. They are the same stamp sentiment, if you can see, and then this one's also stickers. And so I did add also some Nuvo drops to that. So those are my first two cards. And then the next card was that they have to be 3 cards, I believe, and I think this one was any design. I think that's what it was. So I created 3 cards, and as you can see, they are the same design, just using 3 different sets or shades, not shades, but 3 different kind of color schemes. This one's kind of mostly black, and then brown, and then orange. So I just rummaged through my scrap stash for these, and I used the same sentiment. I stamped it 3 times and then just kind of put them the same, and then I added some big stickers that I would not normally use in my scrapbook, like this one right here. The floral, it was pretty large, and then also this cute little raccoon. So, and then I also added some some Nuvo drops as well. So those are my 2 sets of cards, and then now let's move on to the layout. So this first layout is a double page, and this is based off of a sketch. So it's a sketch challenge. And what I love about this particular sketch, their sketches can be found on Scrapbook Generation. Let me just move these. They can be found in Scrapbook Generation, and these are free sketches. And so what I love about this particular one is that it uses smaller squares, and so I was able to really rummage through my scraps for these. So I just kind of chose not the same like monochromatic look, but kind of in the same color scheme. So I used blues and greens, and then I also added a punch of browns here and there, and then maybe some reds and oranges, just to kind of have the earth tone to it, because this is layout about our just road trip or our little drive through the countryside. And so I just decided to do that, and I really love how I was able to incorporate really small pieces of paper because of this. I believe my squares were about an inch and a quarter squares for that. And then I also, so one of the things that I wanted to let you know was, so this title was actually discover was the word, and it's all connected. And then it didn't really match with the title that I was looking for, discover the road trip or discover something. So I had another one, but this one was actually an H, and it was for the word home. So I just cut out the H and made a Y out of it, and so I could use discovery. So maybe that's another thing that you guys can think about when you guys are looking at your pre-made titles, is maybe you could just cut them out and then flip them and change them into a different kind of title or letter, I should say. And then I just added a few stickers here and there. I did add some Nuvo drops in 3 different places, and then hand stitched or added some pen lines all around the layout. This was fairly easy, and I made this while I was watching a movie with my kiddos, and so I really like how this turned out. And then the next one is based off of And this one has a process video, by the way. I think I posted it last week. So this one, the prompt was to have top 10 of whatever. And so I wrote, or I focused my journaling on top 10 things that I've learned from the pandemic. And so I'm not going to talk more about this because this has its own process video. Make sure that you check my page, or sorry, yeah, my channel here on YouTube so that you can see this video. It should be fairly on the top of my page. Okay, so I use a bunch of scraps for this one as well. And then what I love about this layout was during the time I was making this, or right before I was making this, I was actually going through my letter stickers and kind of trying to see if I could change out the way I'm storing them because I'm forgetting some of the things that I have. And so these numbers are from a sticker sheet that most of the letters were gone, but all of the numbers were still there. So I used that one. And then these ones are also from kind of rummaging through that scrap or the alphabet stash that I have. And so I was able to use up some some alphas that I haven't used in a while. And one more thing that I really love about this layout was I was able to use some of my stamps. These ones are Technique Tuesday Ali Edwards stamps, and I love it because it works well with any kind of documenting that you have. Okay, the next one is another double page layout. And this one, again, I think it's based off of a sketch. Yes, I think it is based off of a sketch. And I turned this in for the challenge of just, I think, double page layout. Because they have challenges that says, just create any double page layout or any single page. I turned this in for the double page layout, which also, like I said, was based off of a Scrapbook Generation sketch. So this one I just kind of paper pieced on the back because I was focusing on using my scraps. So these papers, they're not all the way 12-inch. I just cut a little bit of it and tuck it on the back of my photo collage there. And then I used 2 different fonts for title, which I am loving right now. And then just a few more stickers to round it off. Okay, the next layout is, this one also has a process video. And this one I turned in for the prompt of using a shape and making that as your main design element. And so as you can see, I put a bunch of circles on the top, and then I put all of my photos on the bottom. And then this is very bottom heavy layout, but I like how each of the, not quadrants, but each of the spaces or the parts of the layout still kind of can hold their own, even though there's a lot of things going on the layout. There's my journaling block, there's my title. I did use 2 different what do you call this, font for my alphabets. I have one, this is Thickers chipboard, and then this one's American Crafts Thickers. And I added some more Nouveau drops all around the edges of the circle. Again, this has a process video if you want to check out how I created this. And then as a companion for this particular layout, I have a single page. Now this one, where did I turn this in? Oh, actually, I think I turned this, I did not submit this for a Scrapbook Generation challenge. I think I submitted it for a different one. Maybe, I can't remember. But this one is the companion for that double page that I just showed you. And this one was just coloring the eggs from the Saturday before Easter. And I just wanted to break down the events just because there's too many photos. And so I love how this turned out. As you can see, I kind of have a visual triangle with that red paper. These ones are punched circles, and then that one's a tag. And then Easter eggs, I used the different colors of the same font. That's a Simple Story stickers, and then just a very basic design. I did use some buttons, and oh yes, I did turn this in for Scrapbook Generation. I remember now, for the Midnight Buffet Challenge, where you had to, it's more of a product challenge. You had to have pattern papers, and then you chose which kind of embellishments you wanted. I chose to do twine, buttons, and brads, and I used pen. What else was that? Oh, punches. Punches was another thing. So I did a border punch and then circle punch. So that is another layout of mine for that challenge. And then this one was created for just for the 12 by 12 or a single layout entry. And this is, if you have watched my videos before, you know that I create kind of a front page for every year that I have. And so I've done a 2015 recently, or maybe like two months ago. And so now I am doing 2016. I just grabbed extra photos from that year. I always like to save extra photos for these kinds of layouts. And so I laid out the photos kind of more to the left center of the layout. And then I use the space to just have a more of a negative space, but also to hold my title. Now these ones, the numbers for 2016, those are actually white letter stickers from Creative Memories, and I just used my markers to kind of dress them up and to make them different colors. I thought that the pop of color will fit the striped paper over here and also the rainbow over there. So I really love how this turned out, and this might be a good way for you, or a good idea if you wanted to use up some extra photos. All right, we are getting close to the end here. This one was created with a sketch in mind. They had a sketch, I think the sketch went like this, where you had all of the blocks of paper. I think this is a companion sketch for this one with all of the blocks, but this time around it's a single sketch. And so what I did was, because my photos just kind of more, it worked better if I had the sketch going 90 degrees. So I flipped that, and then I just put the pattern papers on the back. I think this was like 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares. And then I put my photos. I did map my photos to make it stand out. And I added a vellum piece as well to the back side of it between the pattern papers and the photos, just so that the photos will stand out a little bit more. And then I have a sticker or a stickers that said sun, and so I just completed the title Picnic Under the Sun, and that's what I have for that particular layout. And then the last one was that it's based off of a sketch from Allison Davis, and she had used hexagons for the thing that goes around her sketch. Now, I like the idea, but I didn't really want to use hexagons because I kind of wanted to do something different. And then looking at the pictures just makes me think about sun and the sky. And I do remember I have a cloud punch, and so I just punched out a bunch of blue and greenish type of papers. Again, scraps. I used a bunch of scraps here and just laid them all out onto this kind of cream based or light yellow cardstock. And then I also matted that onto black cardstock just to make it stand out. And I just had a lot of fun with this. And as you can see, from a hexagon, I turned it into the clouds. So you can definitely do any shape that you like. You could do stars, hearts, circles, squares, whatever you like. But I just like the idea of it kind of framing my photos. I do have 2 photos of me and my daughter trying to jump. And then the sketch also called for a long title. So I kind of rummaged through all of my word stickers and kind of put together Rise and Shine Summer Memories as my title. I don't know if that's a good enough title. If you've been watching my channel for any period of time, you know that I suck at titles, and so I don't know if this is a good one or not, but I like that I was able to put together different or combine different types of letters and alphabet stickers for my title. So that is my share for today. I hope that you guys like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. Again, if you are new to this or have not heard of Scrapbook Generation, I will make sure to link their website in the description box below. But I'm also going to be sharing their Facebook group there, because that is the only place that I know of where they announce that they're having virtual crops, and their crops are really fun. I like their prompts, I like their challenges, and I love that their challenges, even though they present it that weekend, you don't have to, like, the deadline is not till like a month later, so you have a whole month to work on your layouts. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys another day. Bye.